little bit of an autobiographical musical. Mr. Stephen Cole, Mr. David Krane, two very good friends of mine. Here they are. How are you? How are you? Okay, this is Stephen Cole. This is David Krane. Stephen is the wonderful lyricist, and David Krane is a wonderful composer, and also we know him as a dance arranger for many shows, including the movie version of Chicago, and coming up the movie of Nine. Is that correct? With Daniel Day-Lewis, is that correct? What happened to Antonio Banderas?
Antonio is not going to be doing the movie.
Wasn't he supposed to?
No, he was never supposed to. But
Who was supposed to? Who was supposed to do it?
It was supposed to be Javier Bardem, and Javier Bardem is exhausted, even though his girlfriend is Penelope Cruz, and she's in the movie playing his mistress. You'd think he'd want to do it, but he
gets it at home.
Yes, exactly. He bowed out.
And so it's when is it starting to be filming?
We are going to film and rehearse in London, and with some exteriors in Rome, and we start in July.
Fantastic. Okay, now tell us about this show. This is called The Road to Qatar.
Qatar. It says odor in the program.
Yes. Is there not a cue in your
But I don't have a cue. I get a cue.
Qatar is a country in the Middle East.
Is it really a country?
It really is a country.
I've never
It's a
heard of it.
democracy, in fact.
Okay, tell me. I'm going to shut up. You tell us about the show.
Well, anyway, 3 years ago, we each got emails.
We want you to write musical. How much?
And mine said, call this number in Dubai. And I went, oh yeah, sure, we'll call. So I wrote them back and I said, no, you call me. The phone rang immediately. And they said, we want you to write musical, how much?
And they did the same thing to me, and they said, what? I said, what's your budget? They said, less than you think.
Well, it turned out there was this company out of Dubai that was producing the first American musical to premiere in another country, Qatar, which was miles away.
It's a little peninsula on Saudi Arabia. It's a little bit. It's the size of Connecticut on the Saudi Arabian.
Right on. And so anyway, we didn't know each other.
No.
They put us together. We met at a diner. We looked at each other and went, oh my God, it's a short Jewish mirror.
Separated at birth.
And we had.
Are you both Jewish?
We really didn't know each other. And I said to him, we have to write this show. This is the Middle East. It's money.
And it's also
now you're Jewish.
Yes, we're both Jewish.
It's also our bid for world peace.
He thought it was for world peace. I wanted the money.
But I didn't tell my Jewish mother that we were going to the Middle East. I told her I'm going to Paris.
Right. She thought about that until she died. She still
she thought about it.
I
said, we're doing a piece like kids.
So they flew us over to Dubai, and at 14 hours, and we talked to them. We found out they had no idea what show they wanted to do, and we made up a show for them out of a sultan's son is locked in a palace, and he wants a star in the sky.
And it goes on a series of journeys like in The Wizard of Oz. It's like a Middle Eastern
on
Wizard
flying
of Oz.
carpets, we had flying, we had 20 camels, we had horses, we had falcons. It was 175 people on the stage.
And
this happened.
The stage was in a soccer stadium. It was the world's largest soccer stadium, and they created a stage that was as large as the Metropolitan Opera.
And we had an Italian opera director who had never seen a musical, but he designed the sets and the costumes and usher.
And luckily I speak some Italian.
So anyway, we come back from this whole thing.
It sounds like Little Mermaid.
We're supposed to be paid in 3 large payments. We get 2 of our large payments, one on signing, one on delivery of the material, then we never hear from them again until opening night.
We have to say it was a British cast, sung in English, and it was pre-recorded by a 70-piece orchestra
in Bratislava. So they took us on these journeys, just like the show took this little sultan's son on these journeys. We went all over the world. We came back. We didn't get our final payment. And a lot of people said to us, oh, well, don't expect your final payment ever from the Middle East. Well, we never did get it. They would send wire transfers to the agents with the wrong numbers.
I had the American ambassador to Qatar trying to intercede in our behalf.
So we were kind of, we had this show, we had this great experience, we had a new collaboration, but something was missing. We said, well, what are we going to do with this? So we wrote a show called The Road to Qatar about 2 short Jews.
We wrote a show about us about the whole
experience, and that's what we're going to present the title song tonight. So David is playing Jeffrey, and I'm playing Michael because we decided we had to change all the names to protect us. And this is the second scene in the show after Michael has convinced Jeffrey that we have to get this oil money. They have now been summoned on their first journey to Dubai, and they're in the airport at JFK, and Michael says, you know, are you starting to enjoy this? I mean, don't you think this is exciting? Look at us. They made us a team, like Leopold and Loeb.
I was thinking more Crosby and Hope. I mean, look at us. We're about to make the road picture they never got to film. The Road to Qatar.
I like it. And your mother is Dorothy Lamour in a size 22 Kmart sarong. Back in the glory days of movies, moguls paid a fair amount to stars who brought the big bucks in.
Such as Crosby and Hope at Paramount.
On separate films, their talents they bestowed, but they hit the heights when they teamed them up, and they hit the road.
From Morocco to Utopia, from sea to shining sea.
Yes, Bob and Bing had their roads to glory, and now so do we. I waited all my life to be on the road to Qatar,
Where we can sip champagne as we scarf down caviar.
under the desert moon where the sands are seamy. All of my Broadway dreams seem to be twice as dreamy.
So come see me,
Taking a camel ride on the bumpy road to Qatar, where if you play the palace, you really do. The road ahead's looking clear. There's a cheer in a mirror in a big expensive car. It's life a la mode on the wonderful road to Qatar.
Last boarding call for Emirates Air Flight 251 to Dubai on the road to Qatar. All short Jews should be boarding now.
shit! I can't find my book on the do's and don'ts of the Middle East.
What? There's a book? Nobody issued me a book.
I bought it on Amazon. Oh, here it is. The Rules of the Road in the Middle East.
Rules? There are rules? Is there going to be a quiz when we get there?
Oh, Bobby, baby, Bobby, 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 don't worry. We have a 16-hour flight for you to learn everything you should know about how not to offend an Arab. Believe me, you're going to need every minute. Rule number 1. Never show an Arab the sole of your shoe. It's very impolite, and they'll kill you if you do. Kidding, but it is partially true. Now on to rule number 2. Never sit with your back to another guest. When eating with your fingers, the right hand is best. When accepting any items, the left hand is taboo. And don't tell immigration that you're really a Jew.
Wait a minute. Is that last part really in the book?
It is if you read between the lines. No public display of affection between a woman and a man. Of course, men meeting men always kiss and hug. And bargaining's the rule when you're shopping for a rug.
Wait. Get back to the men kissing men part. I want to hear more about it.
Be modest in your dress. Don't drink or drug or smoke. Don't go barefoot in the sea, or you're surely gonna croak. Eat everything you're served, although what it is, you've not a clue. And if it's camel stew, never ever ask one hump or two. Observe these simple rules, and you'll lighten every load. Take along this handy book when you're going on the road.
Taking a first-class ride as we hit the road to Qatar, where if they say you're hot, you can bet it's true. We're both gonna make a pile. Oh my God, there's the Nile just below from where we are.
We're Ma and Pa Joe
On the dusty old road to Qatar. Seat back up, tray table snowed.
Here comes life a la mode.
As the sand dunes erode, our careers may explode on the wonderful road to Qatar.
David Crane and Stephen Cole. What's happening with the show, guys?
did a big reading of it, and there's some interest.
I think it's a great idea.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks for coming, guys. Terrific. Now, composer lyricist that I worked with many years ago here at the Donnell, and I didn't even know they teamed up until I talked to John Krane over here. They've teamed up and they've written a show called The Showgirl of 52nd Street. Mr. John Krane and Charles Liebhardt. Here they are. Would you like to tell us about them, Charlie? Tell us about The Showgirl of 52nd Street.
Okay, the showgirl of 52nd Street is Billy Shea. Billy Shea, the lady over 60, who's living out her days on a bench on East 52nd Street. Billy has a secret past in show business. The Latin Quarter in the 50s and a Hollywood starlet. Somewhere along the way, she sort of fell through her dreams. And part of that falling was the loss of, she gave away a child in her choice to continue a career. This is near, Mary Guzzi is our Billy Shea. And Mary's going to be doing Billy's penultimate moment, the end of the second act, just after circumstances have brought her to reunion with the daughter that she gave away. The daughter has just stepped away to get Billy her favorite Lottie, no fat Lottie with skin. So this is Billy Shea.